Is there more alien shit than ever? Wow.
Okay. I have this whole new...
Be honest.
Okay, I have this whole...
Blinking.
Blinking.
Okay.
All right. I have been probably putting too much energy into this and putting too much thought into it, but I absolutely believe we are in a simulation. But let me explain the UFO of it all.
Okay.
I believe that this is a simulation. This is a video game.
Describe a simulation.
Okay.
Meaning, because Sean Ryan had the guy on that said he saw code in the dirt or some shit.
Yeah.
Or there's code.
There's code in, like, nature.
Yeah.
There's code in DNA. You can use DNA to store information.
Okay.
Like, that's crazy.
Like binary code.
Apparently, like, ones and zero shit. I don't know. This is just what I've heard. And if you look at, like, the Fibonacci sequence?
Fibonacci sequence has to do with that, yeah.
And that exists all through nature. There's a mathematical, like...
Numbers, yes.
Everything. Numbers are everywhere.
Numbers.
Okay. So...
Fibonacci.
I think that it is entirely possible that this is some kind of simulation. And to me, though, I come at it from a thing of... Well, then that's proof that there is a God because someone created this.
Okay.
And I think UFOs are the watchers of the simulation. I think that that's how they interact with the simulation. And they are the watchers and the controllers of it.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so they dip in and out. Think about, like... Do you know what Easter eggs are in video games?
Of course.
Okay, so in Red Dead Redemption, I'm using this for the example because it was an amazing open world game. There is weird things you can do that will, like, take you somewhere into the game, and, like, just weird shit happens. Like, there's one thing where, like, there's a black hole opens up in the sky and everything just starts, like, shooting up to that. And what if ghosts and Bigfoot and UFOs and all that are just weird codes in the game to f with us, just like in Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto, where you can play just the main quests and you can be a good guy or a bad guy, or you can start going off on weird little missions and you can start go and do stuff on your own, and then then weird things start happening.
So GTA, there's the main quest. Then they have side quests?
Yes.
That have nothing to do with the game?
No, they have to do with the game. It's just, they're just random side quests that don't really...
Give you points or anything?
No, you do. You get points, but it doesn't really lead to the completion of the game.
So, like, I used to love playing Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So when Laura would go in, you would have to get your quest and your gold or whatever.
Yes.
So you're saying as she's swimming... I discover another little tomb within a tomb, like an Easter egg, that I can just do some stuff in.
Yeah.
It's just for fun that, like, the programmer put there to f with us.
Yes.
To have fun. So, i.e. Wes in Scream played the janitor, an old janitor, and he wore a sweater that was red and black because it's an homage to
Freddy Krueger.
That's an Easter egg for those who know.
Yes.
So the Easter egg is for the programmers to be like, hey, I don't know, Laura could wink at you. It's whatever.
Yes.
Donkey Kong had a couple hacks. GTA, I know they sell different packages and stuff, but that's different. You're saying within the game, and it's San Andreas, there's side quests.
And there's little Easter eggs that are built in that just occur, and this, that, and the other.
Okay.
I think that's what a lot of the paranormal is. That's what I'm starting to believe. Wow. And I'll send you a breakdown of it, and I'm going to do a terrible, terrible job explaining it because I'm not a physicist. I'm just a idiot. So...
Me too.
It was called the double slit experiment.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Okay, so you know about them.
Want me to explain it back to you?
Sure, go for it.
Here's what it is. It doesn't exist unless being observed.
Exactly.
It's very simple. Let's just say protons and all that shit makes it too complicated. I shoot a gun, a bullet comes out. Okay. when the bullet comes out, it goes one way. If I close my eyes, it goes another way.
It reverses and changes how it then goes forward. It goes back in time.
Yes. Schrödinger's cat. Schrödinger's cat. Schrödinger.
Is that?
Can I say that? Schrödenfadas. You never heard this one?
No.
Put a cat in a box. So the cat's in the box. Doesn't make any noise. You walk away. Is the cat in a box?
Okay, so this is what will lead me to my next point.
If you look, is the cat going to be there?
Yeah. Okay. Rendering. When you play a video game,
100%. I know exactly where you're going.
if you're on if there's another level, it hasn't rendered yet because you're not there.
Scope of vision is this. Everything else is black.
Mm-hmm.
It renders as you go.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see right now what I believe you can see. So I can't see behind me, but it rendered for you. But I'm assuming you're seeing the same thing.
And this is where things get really interesting when people start using terms like "my truth" and this is the truth. There is no such thing, and I had this realization. There's no such thing as reality. There's only perspective. Because right now we're experiencing the same moments. We've been here for a few hours, but my experience is completely separate from yours. What I'll remember from here might be completely separate from what you'll remember. What I'm seeing is it's the opposite of what you're seeing. So how can you tell me that, oh, no, this is the truth, this is the reality? No.
Dude, it's a rap then.
It's not, because it proves the existence of God. And that's where I find solace in it.
Or the creator.
The creator.
The
God,
maker.
creator, whatever you want to call it.
A kid in Woodland Hills.
Yeah, on a computer in the year 3800.
Wait, so I'm trying to my focus on this because I know all about the double slit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically if you don't see it, it's not happening.
Well, it's not that it's not happening; it's that it changes. It changes what it is when observed versus when it's not.
So it knows, if you want to say quantum entanglement, that we're looking at it.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so now the James Webb Telescope. Did you see the experiment it did where it looked at the blackest spot it could find in the sky?
I just heard a new news about it, but no.
So they took the James Webb Telescope and they pointed it at the darkest patch of sky, the visible sky that we could see, and they just pointed it at it for like days just to see what it would capture. And the images that it captured of different galaxies and just the craziest shit that from a completely pitch black spot in space to me goes, okay, the simulation rendered images because it knew it was being watched.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's why I don't believe we'll ever truly conquer space past a certain point. And because the simulation won't allow it.
Dude, you're like making sense. You're like breaking it down to like a Costco level. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
No, but hold on. So, because I don't want to lose my thought, is that the James Webb Telescope just said that they found twinkling city lights.
Yes.
But a city, how do you know it's a city? That's what I was laughing at. They were like city lights 7 trillion miles away.
It's Vegas, 7 trillion miles away.
That was like, what?
The Luxor.
So hold on, because what you're saying is, okay. There's more alien than ever.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes.
Now, it could be more cameras. It could be my feed. So you, just before I ask you a question, so you believe that this is, it's hard to say it's a simulation because we are in it. So we're Sims, which still is real. It's real for me.
Mm-hmm.
We're Westworld. We're the robots.
Yeah.
Okay. And the aliens come in as Easter eggs to f with us or cops?
I think it depends. I think it depends on what their role is. They can be observers. They can be fixers.
To be referee the joint.
Referee it. They're the producers.
Okay. Sky there?
What, like, is the planet like?
Do we hit? Is there a firmament?
Oh yeah, no. There's like, do we have an atmosphere? Is it like something beyond?
Will a rocket hit a ceiling? In your opinion?
Not in a way that we will ever be able to reach. That's because the limitations in the coding of the speed of light. When you start getting into like the physics of stuff and like nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, because then then you get time dilation, you get all sorts of weird shit starts happening. And that to me proves that the coding in the system creates limitations. Like, it doesn't want us to go there. It's like you can't go from playing Red Dead Redemption and go into Call of Duty.
Because that game's not plugged in.
It's not. Even if it's all on your computer, you have to turn that game off and put another one on. You can't just leapfrog into it.
Okay.
They can't run at the same time, and you can't.
So you're saying, okay.
And so what I think.
But what are the aliens ghosts? Are they all in the same family?
No. And
Bigfoot they always say is an alien.
But what if Bigfoot is literally just programmed into this to with us?
That doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because it's just like the guy. So the guy's laughing. It's like, hey, I got this big man. Because $6 million man, they said Bigfoot, and they timed him in with alien-esque stuff.
I think
Bigfoot's just like, here, make these people think all day about a Bigfoot.
Sure.
Literally a kid laughing at us.
But also look at it like this: the simulation.
Are you 100% in on simulation?
I'm not 100% on anything.
Are you 90%?
Probably 80.
Okay, where's Sharon?
When I talk about it, she looks at me like, what?
Well, and Kelly's going. Kelly goes, what does that have to do with the Gap?
I looked at Kelly the other day.
Kelly thinks you're from Xenon.
She does.
She also thinks I'm your neighbor on Xenon.
But like, I looked at Kelly the other day and I told her, I was like, there's no such thing as reality on your perspective. And she was like, what?
She got annoyed because it affected brunch.
Like podcast. But so I just think it makes sense to me.
Okay, so all right, you're just saying these are games. They're games.
If I put an Oculus on you in 2001, if I gave you an Oculus from 2024 and put it on,
I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
What in the fuck?
100%.
So what if we're in an Oculus that a civilization 5,000-10,000 years more advanced than us has created?
I'm with you.
Yeah, like this is the reality.
If you just gave a person a can of Hormel beans in the 1200s, it'd freak them out.
Yeah, fully.
So I understand that theory, but so where's Bluebeam in on this?
Bluebeam?
Yeah.
What's Bluebeam?
Dude, how am I telling you this shit?
Like Project Bluebeam?
Am I nuts or are you losing it?
Project Bluebeam?
Yeah.
Okay, Project Blue. Remind me what it is again.
Project Bluebeam here's the theory on Project Bluebeam. I'm honestly proud of myself. Either I've gone full Randy Quaid, and I love you, Randy, or you're just losing a step. Okay.
Maybe I'm losing a step. I know I've heard it.
Okay. Dude, you're the king. Okay.
I know.
Here's Bluebeam. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Divide and conquer. You're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going on. 4 pillars of society going down. It's happening. If this election happens, who's going to accept the results?
Mm-hmm.
So probably mass chaos, right? While you're building your hut somewhere. Ushering in, no one can govern for themselves. They're all crazy. Here's the big theory. AI, right? We don't need the worker bees. My theory, the planet's already built out. We don't really need the worker bees much. So we got to thin the herd. You get that?
Mm-hmm.
AI can do the rest until it comes up to snuff. Then they don't really need anyone. So it's just literally who's friendly with the powers that be to let us hang around. Bluebeam comes in as a hologram, world scare to basically
unify the planet.
NWO.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, guys? We're not Nigeria and West Hollywood are no different. We're all in the same rule because we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
We're fighting something bigger than
There's
gender,
fucking aliens
race.
and-
yeah, so we all got to, and that's the con. The game is that's the con to get us to all like basically register our butthole. If that makes sense.
It's a great,
pretty good theory.
it's a great theory.
It's pretty good
And
theory.
for me, if it does happen, I'm like, more proof that we're in a simulation.
Okay. Well, it's just that the powers that be go, this whole thing is now New Jersey or whatever we want to call it. Where there's no, we're all connected.
Yeah.
And we're ruled by one thing. And Blue Beam is the fear. Otherworld terror.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also put a Satan in there. People say I talk about Satan too much. Put another worldly being.
But okay, more about the simulation. It's like, you've got all these religions that are, that have their thoughts and opinions on these divine beings.
Yes.
Sent from God. And what if they're just the creators dipping into the game to go, hey, check this out.
Okay. You've gone down the rabbit hole, which is incredible. And I don't want to lose my thought with this because, I just did a movie called Portal in the Pines, which I'm really excited about, but I don't know, my lawyer's not talking to me about it. And it's basically how, I think that's kind of a thing that I'm seeing a lot of lately, portals. In Sedona, there's a girl that loves you. Shout out Helen. She loves you. And,
cool. Hi, Helen.
And she wants to go on a hunt, but she's been hipping me to portals. And Sedona's a big spot, Chile. And so if that's the game or whatever, and the movie is about in the pines, there's a portal and there's another dimension. A la CERN, you know what CERN is.
Yeah.
So Portal in the Pines, the character, he really says some amazing shit. I play a paranoid guy, surprise. And he talks about IDBs, interdimensional beings. But you're not even with that right now.
No, I am, because I think it's a whole part of it.
But that you're just going to lump them all in this.
Yes, and it might be a way of just kind of just saying the same thing, but I think in order for something to get to Earth, right, an alien spaceship,
but if it's a simulation, this isn't even a physical place.
And therefore that you can hack the code. So what if there's a code to the galaxy that we just don't know is there? We don't know how to hack into it yet, but we can eventually, and that will allow us to just go boop, blip, and I'm in a different part of the universe or the galaxy, or a different version of the game being played.
Did you see Infinity War?
Yeah.
Did you see when half of them disappeared?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think that was predictive programming?
I thought that was a really cool. I thought it was cool.
I thought it was very deep.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot more deepness in those movies than people realize in Marvel
agree.
movies. So, and I thought there was something to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, because you're talking about Earth floating in this place. This is all I want to say. Here's what I discovered the other day. Because you're basically saying aliens aren't flying around. Okay. I got to get to death, but before I do.
Okay, sure.
I had this conversation with Alyssa, and she's like, well, I wish that it was happened different and this happened different, you know. She wants her own little things. And I'm like, you know, Christopher Nolan is more brilliant. Why he's a scientist in his movies, because in Interstellar, the thing that was really hard to watch at the end is not a movie. It's actually science.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually on it. His movies all have a bend in reality in them, from the one with Leo to that one. Like McConaughey was looking at himself in different timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually been proven. So imagine you and I are, this is what I was trying to tell her, because she was like, well, if I made this decision and we're talking, you know, that's what it is. I said, so you and I are just, let's say we're just floating, okay? And it's kind of like string theory, but I call it tube theory. So let's just 10 timelines of your existence. Okay, so I was doing me and her, and I go, if you look at a tube like this. Think of a poster tube that's clear,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see all of the footage like a pixelated TV, and each one is different parts of your life. And there's 10 versions of that, and you're out there looking at it. I said, I believe time is that you can take this one from the 80s, and I'm not living on a timeline. I'm in that game that you're saying, but if I could get out of it, I could then go back because I still believe that the 80s is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just in this part now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're talking about
it's an actual
multiple timelines existing at the same time.
But just think of time as a tube of actual, let's just call it a piece of tubing.
Yeah.
And that is still going on, and since there's multiple versions of me, so that there's the watcher of me describing this right now of me is watching me do this. I believe that, and I'm still in the 80s playing Atari in one. I'm over here at the screen premiere right now. I'm also in Australia filming Son of the Mask. My sister just gave me a wedge in the kitchen in '79.
Yeah,
that's what I kind of believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the that starts getting into the multiverse, like there.
But that's real.
Yeah.
So my question is, if AI can figure this out, you're getting closer to your thing. So if we tap into that, then I don't know where we're at because I don't know what death is.
Well, I think everything is an exchange of information, right?
Yes.
Think of it like when you eat something. That's an exchange of information. You're putting something into your body. And your body is digesting it, but it's breaking apart what that is, and there's coding in that, if you think of it in that way. And I think just as science, well, I don't even know I forgot what physics law or whatever, but energy can never just disappear. It has to
can be not created nor destroyed.
Exactly.
It exists.
It just exists, and it just turns into something else.
Yes.
So we are energy. We have so much energy in us. We don't just turn off. It goes somewhere. We go into another game. We go into we then enter base reality. We wake up a la Matrix in a pod being used as a battery for a robot. Like,
so my sister thinks you go into a box.
No,
it's not happening.
Absolutely, totally disagree with that.
Academic.
There is 100% something after this, in my opinion. That I'm 100% on. But I don't know what that is.
Dude, I'm so into that The Matrix was a documentary.
Yeah.
And I believe those two directors, they're two
women now.
The two sisters.
Yeah.
They were brothers. I don't know if I want to say that. No disrespect. Two sisters. I don't know. I think that's just like a bigger thing. Like, I don't know how that story just came to them. Or it was,
yeah.
Because it's so almost provable.
Philip K. Dick was the first person to propose the notion that we're in a video game. You know that?
No.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do The Matrix. He did Blade Runner.
He did Blade Runner, Total Recall, and many more.